is installing SAP ASE, and I'm using version 16 for the installation, friends. Okay. How to move the slides? Yes, the agenda for this session is prepare the operating system, that is operating system settings which are required for the installation, the raw devices which I'll be using, then decide your license policy, then the installation of the software like setting up your environment, creating the ASE server, create a response file or resource file, customize the file as per our need, and then build and test the server. Then default SAP ASE default directory structure, and then moving and modifying configuration files and restart the server. Okay, I already have that server. Let me demonstrate directly. First, I'll explain 2-3 slides, and I'll start demonstrating with. So I'll do the installation here itself in front of you. You'll be able to see that. We need to prepare the operating system first. The full installation need approximately 1.5 GB of space. So what we recommend is you should have at least 4 GB to handle the upgrades also. And I'm using around 5 GB of space on my server. It is not advisable to run Sybase as root user. In fact, no RDBMS suggests that you run the server as root user. Therefore, what we should do is we should create a user Sybase with the group Sybase, so that we have a separate dedicated user for this purpose. Also create the needed directory structure which we require. Don't forget to give right permissions on these directories, because ultimately if the Sybase user is going to install, then the Sybase user should have the appropriate permissions on the directories which are creating. Upgrade uses of username and group name called Sybase is not needed. Any username is fine, but then it is recommended strategy. So operating system settings, shared memory, we need to add the following line to etc/sysctl.conf, which is a shared memory maximum. It is 4 GB. This is calculated to 4 GB. Kernel.shm max is 4 GB, and then you can check the command, check the setting using sysctl-p. Then after that you need to install 32-bit libraries, because this is required. Generally what we do is we face this problem if we have 64-bit operating system and we don't have these libraries, then we face problem in running ISQL and BCP. So we need these libraries, this libx11.i8686. These are all 32-bit libraries, particularly glibc, this glibc i8686 and glibgcc. So these libraries are mandatory to install the Sybase SAP ASE. Then create new raw devices. Let me demonstrate first these two settings. I have my machines ready. Let me share the screen and let me share with you. Just yes, everybody, just watch this. I'm sharing the screen, and you're able to see this, my Linux machine. Okay, I have just started the Linux machine. Let me log in as root. Same machine I've given you, root and Reddit. Username is root, Reddit is the password. I shared the same machine with you people. I hope you are able to see that monitor. Okay. Yes, tell me. Absolutely not mandatory at all. You can use normal file systems. It is just a little bit advanced, because generally what we see is the advantage of using raw devices is you are allowing Sybase to directly access the device at block level. Therefore it will add performance, it will enhance the performance of the server as a whole. Because if you use file system, normal file system, then the server has to go through the operating system to access the media, the device itself, right? So therefore it is a recommended strategy that you use raw devices which are managed and controlled by the server directly, bypassing the operating system. That is the advantage. Okay, now the settings are here, my friends. vi/etc/sysctl.conf, and this is a file, and these are the settings which are required. One is that these are the two settings. Kernel.shm max, it is 6 GB I have configured, and kernel.shm mni, which is 4 GB I configured. Rest of the settings I done because I have Oracle also running on this same machine, and I configured and installed Oracle also. So the same virtual machine have Oracle also, and Oracle application testing suite also. So rest of the settings advisable but not required, but two settings are mandatory, which I just highlighting right now. So kernel.shmax and kernel. This. Okay, one second, let me. Yes, I was talking about this. So I was talking about this. These are the two settings. Okay, one is this and second is this. So these are the settings which I want that you should take care of these settings. Okay, and once you do that, then we can go on. Let's move on. Once you have done these settings, I can press Control Escape :WQ to save and quit, and I can use the command sysctl-p to check these settings. So these are the settings. I can see the settings here, and settings are visible, my friends. So these are the things which we require. Okay, once we have done these settings, then we need to see the users. Okay, let me see, let me demonstrate, in fact, right from beginning. So for that, what I have is, I have a folder called SAP. I'm going to remove it. Okay, and this is the home directory of the user Sybase, and I'm going to do the installation in this SAP's directory only. Okay, so for a quick demonstration, I'm going to remove the user rm-r. I'm going to do the complete installation after removing the existing user. Okay, rm-r Sybase. This will remove the Sybase user. There's a typo, Sybase. rm-r Sybase. This will Sybase. There is no such directory. Okay, Sybase user will be removed, but the directory I can remove manually, no issue. I don't have any problem. Okay, let me see that. cd/opt cd. In fact, the SAP directory I'm removing directly, rm-rf SAP, and I'll do the fresh installation for you people. Okay, now the first thing is I have to have this directory created. Okay, and I have to add a user. Let me see if I have the Sybase user, existing user, or not. vi/etc/passwd. That will help me in understanding whether I have Sybase user or not. I have this user. I'm removing it manually. Okay, dd is a command which can be used to remove the user, and same way I have to remove the settings from etc/etc/group, so that I'm removing it manually so that I can do the complete installation from scratch for you people. Okay, etc group and etc shadow. I'm removing everything from here also. So I have removed the user, my friends, and I have removed everything from this, and now I'm going to create the directory, give appropriate permissions. I have to add group. So let me have add a group first. In fact, let me create the user directly. Okay, add user hyphen d is a parameter for directory, hyphen d slash opt slash sap. This is going to the home directory for Sybase user, and the username is Sybase. You know that if I have given the home directory as an option, it will create this slash opt slash sap, and the username will be Sybase, home directory will be slash opt slash sap, and this is it. Okay, mailbox file, I'm okay. I should have removed that from where folder, where messages, but that's okay. Let's see whether the file is there. ls-l slash where slash opt, sorry, slash opt, and see the file. Now I have the folder sap, which is owned by user Sybase, and user ownership and group ownership both are Sybase. So this is first thing. Second is the dump, where my Sybase dump is lying. This is same is true for your case also, my friends. Data is the folder where the dump is lying. Under dump there is a folder called Sybase. Okay, ls-l, you be careful that the Sybase should be the owner of this folder. Now to change the ownership, as I remove the group and as I remove the user Sybase, therefore it is giving me some problems. So I'll reconfigure it. I'll change the ownership, chown -r Sybase :Sybase and Sybase. Alright, invalid Sybase, 1 second. SY, yes, chown Sybase and Sybase. So what will happen is, now this is a folder which is owned by Sybase user, and user ownership, group ownership are both Sybase. Now I can see that I can go into this directory Sybase, and I can see whether I have everything ready or not. So this is the installation requirement. This is the extracted file list which I extracted from the zip file which I downloaded from the Sybase website, and these are extracted here at this location. Okay, now my memory settings are done, my directory is created, my user is created. Let's go to the PPT and we'll come back to this again. Okay, so here we are. Now using raw devices, to create raw devices, what we need is, we need to create additional partitions on the disk. For that we need to add some extra disk to the system, and we need to create these partitions: SDB1, SDB2, SDB3, and then we need to use RAW command to add a raw device added out of these partitions created. The command is raw space /dev/raw/raw1 space the name of the partition from which I want to create the raw device. So these commands are mandatory. Then we need to change the ownership of these raw devices, and then we need to change the permissions also. So permissions and ownership. Mind it, these changes will go off if you reboot your machine. If you want these changes to be persistent over the next reboot, then what you should do is, you should put these settings into the file this etc/init.d/rc.local. So you need to place these commands into init.d/rc.local so that these settings are available when you reboot your machine. Now let me quickly demonstrate this part as well. before I come back to this. Okay, go ahead please. I'm rebooting, I'm shutting down my machine in the meanwhile so that I can add the hard disk. Go on please. Yes, go on. There is no requirement. You can create a user, you can simply fill in the details and download. There is no mandatory activation. The account is needed, it is not directly available. You need to first register at SAP website. In fact, registration is not required. It will ask you the details when you just go to the download. It will not allow you to download until you fill in the details, and the details are like your name, your company, your user ID, email ID, your address, and your agreement to the terms of end user license agreement, because the developer edition and express edition are available free of cost for download. Yeah, I can share the, definitely I can share the link. Okay, yeah. So my machine is shut down, my machine is ready now. Let me talk about the settings which I was sharing. Let me share the screen, because I need to share the screen for that purpose. So this is the machine, my friends, and in this machine I'm going to add the devices. Okay, so this is the machine. Right click on this, go to the settings, and this is the storage, and these are the devices. Let me remove this. These are existing hard disk which I added, removed, and let me add another hard disk. I'm using Oracle VirtualBox, so you can also use the Oracle VirtualBox if you want to try the same thing. Okay, so I'm adding a disk. I'm creating a new disk here of 500 MB for the testing purpose, which is sufficient for me. Okay, Sybase for called, and the space requirement is 512 MB for testing purpose. You can add the disk of your choice. Now the disk is added. Alright, now I can start my machine. Okay, so I have just added a hard disk, virtual disk, sorry, to my machine. So once the machine will come up, I'll create these partitions which I was talking about. Okay, so let the machine come up. Yes, Mohit, let me assure you, you are going to have very good session in terms of practice, in terms of scenarios, in terms of the kind of knowledge which I'm sharing. Okay, you'll be doing everything on your own and will complete customization, complete control on the system. Yeah. So machine is coming up, and a good thing is I'm recording even this session, the presentation slides and everything. I'll be uploading this session also for you people. You can actually attend the same session again on my YouTube channel. So I'm ready with the hard disk. Now I'll create the partitions and the raw devices which I was discussing. Okay. Now here we are. Fdisk will give me the list of partitions. Fdisk-L will give me the list of all partitions available. And as you know, we have just added a disk, not the partitions. Okay. Therefore, we need to check the disk and the partitions appropriate. We have SDA1 and second disk is not available because I have just added the disk and no partition is created till now. Okay, so to create a partition we will use fdisk utility, fdisk /dev /sdb. This is the name of the device. You can see that SDB, and this SDB is the disk which I just added. Okay, SDB. So P for printing the partition table, there is no partition right now. N for new partition, I've clicked on N to create a new partition. P is for primary partition, partition number 1, default first cylinder 1. The space requirement is, this is for master, so 100 MB is okay for me, 100 MB. So you should give plus 100, not 100, plus 100 and capital letter M to specify the space size. Okay, so plus 100 M. Again a new partition, primary partition, partition number 2, starting cylinder is okay, default. And now this is my for stored system stored procedures, 200 MB, 200 M. Okay, the third partition I'm creating new. Okay, again P partition, and this is my partition number 3, and this is again 10 MB is okay for this is master DB, the model DB. So plus 10, I'm using only plus 10 M. Okay, now I'll create one extended partition, range out of value plus 10 M. What I created, one second, I think I did something wrong. Did I add plus 100 M, plus 200 M? Partition number 3. Okay, sorry. First cylinder is default cylinder and the size is to be given here, plus 10 M, plus 10 M. And now I'll create a extended partition, again new extended partition. Okay, E, and starting, I'll use the rest of the space, complete space or entire space available for this. This is extended partition created. Now from this extended partition I'll create two partitions. Okay, so new partition, first cylinder 43, and then I will add 200 MB for my database, 100 MB in fact, 100 MB for my new custom database. A new partition, default, and 25 MB is for logs which I'll be using. I am suggesting you, this is just a demonstration. So we'll print the partition table, and this is my partition, my friends. So 1, 2, 3 and 5 and 6, these are the partitions which I have created. Okay, and W to write these partitions. Partitions are written now and the disk devices are created. I can go to the directory /dev and I can see that ls-l sdb question mark will give me all the partitions, sdb1, sdb2, sdb3, sdb4, sdb5. Alright, now I'll create raw devices out of these partitions. Okay, so raw /dev raw1 /dev out of the device /dev sdb1. So first raw devices, raw1 will be created from this device sdb1, from this partition. Same way I'll continue with the rest of the devices also, raw2 from sdb2. Same way raw3 from sdb3. Then raw5, 4 I'm not using, raw5 from sdb5, and raw device number 6 from device number 6. So I have created raw devices. Now what I'll do is I'll create I'll change the ownership, change the permissions. chmod 600 read write for owner, no permissions for others, on slash dev slash raw slash raw. Within square bracket I can specify 1 2 3 5 6. So this will change the permission of all the devices together in one go. I can use ls-l to see these permissions, slash dev slash raw partition question mark, and you can see this permissions now done. And now I'll change the ownership also, chown, because Sybase is going to do the installation, so a Sybase user should own these raw devices. Okay, so chown Sybase Sybase slash dev raw question mark. Alright, so now if you use ls-l, you will see Sybase is the owner of these raw devices. This is the operating system requirement, operating system level activities, and as you can see I have added 5 raw devices. 3 raw devices I'll be using for my Sybase installation, SAP ASE installation, and 2 devices I'll be using for my database, custom database, user database creation purpose. So I'll be not using this raw 5 and raw 6 for Sybase, but I'll be using for the database purpose. Second thing is, once I have configured this raw devices, I must check, I must decide where actually I'm going to store the database. So for that, what I think is, what I should do is, I'll be using this folder, where folder. Okay, so let me make a directory mkdir -p /where /sap. Okay, so this is the directory where my database will be stored. Okay, if it is not created, it will create. If it is existing, nothing like it. mkdir /where /sap. Okay, let's see that first. cd /where ls-l sap. Lot of files are there, so ls-l sap / so it will give me the directory name only. Okay, so I have the directory ase1 under sap. So I'm going to remove this. I'm going to create it again so that I give the complete demonstration. rm-rf / sap /ase1. So this will remove the directory. Now I'm creating the directory again /ase1. Now this is the path where /where /sap /ase1. This is the path where the database files will be placed. The database, in fact, I have created raw devices, if you are listening carefully. So what I will do here is, I will simply create links. Okay, so let me first make this file. Let me first change the ownership of this folder ASE, so that they are owned by Sybase user. chown -r Sybase Sybase /where /sap. This will change the ownership. Okay, now I can log out from this and I can log in as Sybase user and I can start the installation. So I'm closing the terminal, I'm logging out from this, log out from root, and I'll log in as Sybase user. Okay, so I have a user Sybase. I think I did not give the password, so I have to log in again probably. Sorry, because I missed that password command. So let me log in again. It will take 2 minutes again. Root Red Hat. I shared the same machine with you, so you also have the same machine, same user ID, same credentials. So PASSWD Sybase PASSWD SSS. Please forgive me for these typos. pass wd Sybase. Okay, so user ID passwords are changed. Now I have the password as Sybase and user is Sybase. Now let's log in. Sybase, password is Sybase only. Now I'm ready. Now what I have to do is I have to create the links to the raw devices which I have added in the directory, okay, where I want my database to be placed. Alright, so let's see where I'm working right now. pwd, I'm working into /opt/sap. Okay, so ln hyphen, I have already given that command, so let me show you that command. Oh, the command is not visible here. So we are ready to go for this. So let's look at the presentation first. Now we are ready to for the installation now. Okay, 2-3 things are left which I'll discuss after the PPT. Let me come back to the presentation. Here we are, raw devices. So I have just completed this part. Okay, so I have added raw devices, changed the permissions, changed the ownership. Please remember, I have not put these files into etc init.d rc.local, which I'll do later on. What I will be using is this. My raw devices, raw 1 will be used for master, raw 2 will be used for Sybase system procedures, stored procedures, which is 200 MB, and the third partition which was of 10 MB, which is Sybase system DB. So I will be using these 3 partitions which are mandatory, which I must have. Okay, so raw 1, raw 2 and raw 3, these are the 3 raw devices which I created, and one will be for master, second will be for Sybase system procedures, stored procedures, and third will be Sybase system DB. Okay, determine your license policy. Sybase ASE 15 onward, you cannot run production server without a license file. License files can reside on the network or on your local machine. Okay, think about the license policy as suits you your requirement, and most sites choose for the license files on each Unix server. When there is no valid license, you still will be able to run, but then it will run for 30 days. After that it will simply start stop rebooting. So after that it will shut down and you will not be able to reboot it until unless you install a license or change the license settings, revert to the express edition. So you can change the license settings and you can revert to express edition, still you can continue using it as an express edition. Okay, license policy. Then install the software. This is the setup requirement, my friends. mkdir install, where I have dumped the file. In fact, in my case it is if you were noticing, it is /data/Sybase, under which I have all my extracted files. So make any directory called install, cd install, put the software into this directory and extract the files using this command, like tar command -xf ASE60160. This is the name of the file which you will be able to download if you want to do it yourself, and start the installation by running the command, running this file .setup.bin. This is the file which you will be running. Alright, complete the installation. Use this as an installation directory, destination directory, which I have used. Do a full installation at the list of possible servers to configure, deselect all options, because we will be doing manual configuration of all the servers. When the installation has finished successfully, you can safely remove the work directory and installation package. So what I will do is I will prepare that setup, and I'll start my installation, and then we'll have the tea break. Okay, so as I said, the directories which I'll be creating, I'll be creating a soft link to these devices. Okay, that is master, Sybase system procedures, and Sybase system DB. So I'll be creating links in that file. Okay, so let me demonstrate this now. Here we are again, everybody. So let's create ln-s, which is soft link. The name of the link is /var/ sap/ the device name, sorry, /dev/ raw/raw1. This is the device, and I want to create a link under /var/sap/asep, ASE1, which is going to be my server directory, data directory for my server, and /master.dat, master.dat, or dev, choice is yours. I'm using dat in my lab assignment also, so you can use dat also or dev also, but please remember that. So ln-s dev raw1 var sap ase master.dat. Same way, raw devices number 2, and the link will be, you know that, Syb system procs.dat, the name of the device. Okay, Syb system procedures.dat, and the third device which I added, raw3, will for Syb system DB, Sybase system DB, Syb system DB.dat. So all the three links are created. Now I'm ready to go. I can check the list available, my friends. ls/var/sap/ase, and you can see the links. So these are the links which are pointing to the raw devices so that it is easy for me to handle where my data is located and which is actually on raw partitions. And here we are ready to start the installation now. cd/data/Sybase, okay, and then /setup.bin. That's it. Now installation will start. I'll quickly go through this few screens which you will watch, and as the session is being recorded, so it will help you to go through this entire thing again and again if you forgot something and if you miss out something. Okay, launching the installation. Sybase Adaptive Server Enterprise version 16. Yes friends, so here we are. This is the installation part. So next, this is introduction. The default directory /opt/sap, full installation, select full. Install developer edition because we are using free developer edition for this purpose. Choose the location, all regions, it will display the license terms, and we have to agree to the license terms. Agree, click on that. Next. So this is the things, my friends. So it has given me the pre-installation summary. Okay, install. Now we can have 15-minute break because it will take approximately 15-minute time to complete this installation. So everybody, shall we have the break now?